Each and every one of us join Toastmasters for a different reason. Some personal, some professional, but there's one common goal that we all share. And that is to improve our communication and leadership skills. But that's not really why we're here. The reason we're here is because somewhere along our journey, we decided that we wanted to make an impact on ourselves, on our family, maybe the community, maybe even the world. This morning, I would like to talk to you about a particular aspect of communication that I think is highly undervalued in our noisy world today, and that is effective listening skills. It's my belief that listening is not only the foundation, but the atmosphere and the context that gives relevance to speech itself. Nowadays, everyone has something to say, something to do, something to post or update. We make noise just for the sake of making noise. You know, today I ate a turkey sandwich, take a picture of it, bam! Right? But is any of this really helping us to understand one another? Do we feel more connected to one another? Well, to listen is to connect. And if we're going to have that impact, then connection is essential. If you can agree with that, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So over the next couple of minutes, I would like to talk to you, share with you a brief story about how the power of effective listening personally impacted me and literally saved my life. Then I'll tell you about one of the biggest problems I see with the way that we listen, along with some solutions, and then I'll close this out with a little bit of food for thought. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right. Love to be in this room. So several years ago, I showed up on my aunt's doorstep completely broken. I had simply lost my way and I just didn't even know where else to turn. And within 3 days, I emerged from her house like this butterfly, and I was just on fire with this renewed sense of purpose. So it got me thinking, what happened in that house? Now, my aunt was very present with me, and I know she didn't talk very much at all. She didn't really give me much advice. And what I didn't realize back then, but now I see, my aunt was a master at the art of effective listening. She used her skills to create this safe space for me to kind of unravel and unfold and find my own solutions and work through my own problems. And it was almost as if she was saying, you know what, Dominique, I know that you see yourself as down here right now, but I still see you as up here, as competent and capable. And I know that you can figure this out because I see your light. And so I'm gonna stand here and hold this space for you until you can see it too. And I did, and it saved my life. So now I'd like to share with you one of the problems that I see with the way that we listen. And that is, we enter the conversation with an agenda. We either want to be the expert, the superhero, or the victim. Now the expert shows up as interrupting people, cutting them off, or maybe even kind of thinking about what you want to say before they finish talking. Anyone ever done that one? Yeah, I'm totally guilty of that. So that's the expert. Now the superhero likes to rescue people. So the superhero listens for problems. And as soon as we hear a problem, dun, 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 I've got some unsolicited advice for you. Anybody know any superheroes in here? Yeah, enough said about that one, right? And so the third agenda is the victim. Now the victim shows up when we use our emotions as filters for everything that we come across. And the biggest problem with this is we kind of tend to lean into those things that we want to hear, the things that make us feel good, but then we push back from the things that we don't want to hear, the things that challenge our values and our beliefs. So now I'd like to share with you 3 solutions that I think can help to avoid having an agenda. And the first is to just be present. Even if you think you already know what the next person's going to say and you've kind of been in this situation before, just allow yourself to be fully present and see what's possible in the moment. The second solution is to be objective. This means you approach every conversation with an open heart, with an open mind. And have you ever been in a situation where maybe you met someone and they came off a certain way, but then after hanging out with them for a few more minutes or hearing them speak, you realize that they're nothing like what you originally thought? Anyone ever been in that situation? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the greatest thing about this is when you're objective, it allows you to make that connection and so that you don't maybe miss out on a great relationship. And the third solution is to see people as competent and as capable, just like my aunt did for me, because they really don't need to be rescued. What they need is your presence, and your presence alone can be life-changing. So just to recap all of this, you can avoid being the expert, the superhero, and the victim by being present, objective, and seeing people as capable. This will make you a very effective listener, and to be honest, that's pretty much all it takes. Anything extra, or anything other than that, is extra. So before I close, I would like to just leave you with a little bit of food for thought. And I'm going to share a quote by the man who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And Stephen Covey says, the problem with our communication is not that we listen to understand, it's that we listen to respond.